Hey, it's George from BW Limited Charity Fundraising, your charity fundraising one-stop shop. Check out our website. If you've been following me, you know I'm going to do this. Ready, set, go. www.bwunlimited.com, bwunlimited.com. Check it out. It always makes me laugh whenever I do that. Well, today we're going to talk about consignment items. Honestly, this was inspired by a good friend of mine who lives out in California. He had something to say about it because other people don't understand it, and how it helps charities and doesn't hurt. But the main thing I want to talk about is the misunderstanding. So the reality of the charity fundraising world is everybody has been stuck on getting donations, getting items donated like gift baskets, gift certificates, things like that nature. Jane's Vacation Home, you know what I mean? Bob's Vacation Home. For years, they've been on your live auction. But here's the reality. The reality of it is donated items are very, very hard to get top dollar for. And let me tell you why. Remember, it is local people going to a local event with items donated by local businesses. Am I right? Say it again. Local people, your guests, going to a local event. The event is in your area with items donated by local businesses, jewelry stores, things of that nature. Am I right? Okay. Now, when you go to these stores, you have to understand that these businesses are trying to stay open. They're trying to keep their lights on, so they can only donate what they can donate. And I understand. Us charities, we all think we're all amongst ourselves, and we think that my charity is the best one out there. But what you don't understand is probably that week, 20 other charities have been in asking for donations. So the businesses can't donate to everybody. So what happens is they look around their store and they find something they can get rid of, and that's what they give you. Now, it also doesn't mean somebody that's on your board or is very attached to your charity that they don't donate something like their vacation home or something like that. That's discounting that. However, we're talking about the normal businesses that you're going to go out and ask for donations. Now, these items that these businesses are donating, to be quite honest with you, they don't really excite people because they're in the area, they know the store. In fact, there's a jewelry store close to here that every time somebody asks them to donate, what do they give? A woman's Pandora bracelet. It's the same thing every single time. Not very exciting. Now we have to think about how are these good donations going to be used? The common thing you'd see in all fundraising events are, what are they? Gift baskets, gift certificates, and then there's sports memorabilia a lot of times. There's kitchen utensils, there's kitchen things, there's all kinds of things being donated. We have to think about what is going to bring the profitability of these items as high as humanly possible, when in reality, they're only bringing about a quarter of retail. It's the truth. If you're lucky, you're going to get 50% of retail. Now, us as charities, we love to think anyway, and I have never seen proof, we love to think that these items are bringing top dollar, if not over. In fact, one of the big myths, that's right, I said myths, one of the big myths that charities like to say is that these items are bringing over and above retail. That if they put up a $100 gift certificate to a local restaurant, people are willing to pay $200-300 for it. That is false. It's negative. It doesn't happen. I've seen it time and time again. We've done events with NFL players, and they bid $40 for a $150 Ruth Chris Steakhouse. I'm telling you, everybody is looking for a deal. Now, you got to understand, folks, this is reality. This is the reality. And if you know me, I'm the reality of charity fundraising guy. I only deal in reality. In fact, we're doing a podcast. Make sure you watch our podcast called The Real Stories of the Charity World. So this is what's happening. Now, let's take it a step further. Let's take it to Jane or Bob's Vacation Home. Each and every time you ask Jane for the use of their vacation home, you put her on your live auction. Now, don't you do this every time? Don't you go back to the same donors time and time and time again and ask them for the same items? For instance, like cornhole boards or a local resort or something like that. Don't you do that over and over and over again? Well, what happens every time it goes up for auction, the audience for that item drops because at the first time it's in the auction, it's at its highest level. Then what happens is you sell it the second year, same guests, maybe some new ones, it gets bid on again, but never receives that top bid. It comes down and down and down again. The problem is it's not exciting. The next thing is some people may know that they can go up to Jane or Bob and say, hey, can I use your vacation home for this day or that day or whatever else? They know that. So it's dropping. It's dropping. Now there's something else for you to think about. What happens, and I've done this as an auctioneer because as you know, I'm a charity auctioneer. What happens if you go up to Jane or Bob and Bob's a big donor or a sponsor? In fact, the real life story is one of the sponsors, I was doing a black tie event and a sponsor donated an item that was probably worth $1,500 to $2,000, $1,500 to $2,000. I warned the charity, please, let's not put this in the auction. They said, no, George, you got to put it in the live auction. Put it in the live auction. Everybody will love it. People really aren't coming here for that, for this item. I said, I'm telling you, it's going to do bad. And if it does bad, it's really going to look bad. They said, no, our people will love it. I put it up for auction. All right, what do you say? What do you give? How about a bid for 100? Starting at very low. 100. How about a bid for 1? Give it a bid for 1. No bids. All right, 75. 75. How about 75? Give it a bid for 75. No bids. How about 50? Give it a bid for 50, 50, 50. How about 50? Give it a bid for 50. 50. How about 75? Give it a bid for 75, 75, 75. How about a bid for 75? Sold it to you for $50. The sponsor and the donor actually stood up in the middle of this black tie gala and said, pardon my language, I'll be damned. You know what that's worth? Do you know how much money I got in it? It would have been easier for me to cut a check for $1,500. I'll never be back here again. He grabbed his wife, and his wife was resisting, and they walked out the door, their sponsor. Now, let's talk about consignment items. Are consignment items actually bad? Is there a price? Yes, but let me ask you this. Isn't there a price for the venue? Isn't there a price for your auctioneer? Especially if you're getting a professional. Isn't there a price for the alcohol, the printing of your programs, the flowers, or whatever else you have there? Isn't there a price? Now, why do charities, answer this question, why do charities book their event? They want a really nice program, they pay a band, they pay a DJ, something else, they have beautiful flowers, beautiful decor, they get up to their event, and then somehow they shut their brain off. They turn the key and they shut their brain off. And now we're getting into the fundraising. That's when they shut it off. Because now they're not thinking return, how can I make the most amount of money? They're not thinking that. What they're thinking is now is free. How can I get stuff for free? Nobody wants free. What they want is exciting. They want fresh. They want something they've seen from nowhere else. They don't want something from the local Piggly Wiggly. I'm going to tell you. This is where consignment items comes in. Now, it is important. This is the key. If you ever hear somebody talking poorly about consignment items, folks, it's probably because they don't understand it. The proper use of consignment items, or no-risk auction items, like we like to call it, is understanding that if there are lesser items like these items up here, like I have, not my wife and my son, but sports memorabilia, jewelry, watches, decor, things of that nature, celebrity memorabilia, autographs. If you can get more people at lower levels to sponsor those items. Say an item's $250. You could easily find somebody from ABC Realty or somebody like that to sponsor that item. And the item, our company, we tell our clients, and this is what we do, you start the item at 20% above, so it starts at $300. Let's say it sells for $500 and it was sponsored. Well, you just made $500. Let's say it sells for $2,000. You just made $2,000 because the sponsor paid for the item. Make sense? Now, since they're consigned, let's say you put the item up, it's $250, sponsored, starts the bid at $300, and nobody bids. The item comes back because it's consigned. Remember that. It comes back because it's consigned, and you still keep the sponsorship money. Now, let's talk about travel packages, charity travel packages, and vacations that you get from a consignment company. Remember Jane's Vacation Home. That's what the competition is. Charity vacation packages, consignment, or Jane's Vacation Home. Okay. Let's say there's a Caribbean package. Caribbean all-inclusive, your choice of venues of Punta Cana, Riviera Maya, Cancun, your choice of resort. You have 2 years to use it. Jane's Vacation Home. Jane's Vacation Home stops dead at, say, $1,500. The auctioneer comes up and he's, all right, we got a trip to the Caribbean. Now, who doesn't want to go to the Caribbean? I personally love the Caribbean. I love clear water and everything else. All right, what do you say? What do you give? Now, people are thinking, the Caribbean all-inclusive? Man, this is going to be really incredible. It's incredible. Where did you get this trip? There's a beautiful placard, beautiful auction placard. All right, what do you say we give? How about a bid for 2,000? 2,000, how about 21? Give me a bid for 22. 22, how about 23? 23, 24, 25, 27, 28, 29, 3,000, 31, 32, 33. And he says, stop. Now, with Jane's Vacation Home, how many times could you sell it? One time. A great auctioneer understands this and understands how to best benefit the charity. Says, all right, I'll sell this vacation package to anybody in here who wants to who will match the top bid at $3,300. All of a sudden you see hands going in the air. I'll go. $3,300. Or you could even bring it down to down to $3,000, where the charity's making, say, let's say $1,700, $1,800 on each trip, right? Or let me say $1,200, $1,300 on each trip, because there's a consignment cost, right? So consignment cost, no risk. Now, say 20 people raise their hand. The charity just made a little over $20,000, $22,000. I don't know the proper math. Say $22,000. How much did you make on Jane's Vacation Home? $1,500. Now, what is more exciting? Jane, who's been sitting over here, who's been donating her vacation home, that's really not all that great. It's off the beaten path. It's not all inclusive. You still got to go buy all your food and all that other stuff. Or a trip to the Caribbean, Punta Cana, Riviera Maya, Cancun, or Tuscany, or Ireland, or anything else. What is more exciting? Bueller in the back. Obviously, it's the consignment package. What I'm trying to tell you is this. People get excited. They can go to Tuscany. We had a Tuscany trip. I did an event. I was the auctioneer at a very high prestigious auction, black tie auction. Sold for $35,000 twice. The charity made like almost $70,000. That's what they profited, almost $70,000 off of 2 items. So think wisely. Let's think about your event. Which event in your area, because you're all in competition, right? You're all competing. You're competing for audience and for attention in your area, because there's 90,000 charities in your area. Am I correct? I know I'm right, by the way. Just nod your head. There's a lot of charities. Everybody goes to a lot of events, but that you want them to come to your event. Now, what's going to be more exciting? Jane's Vacation Home with the gift baskets or the gift certificates, or the charity event with the framed jersey and the beautiful watches and the trips to the Caribbean and Punta Cana, Riviera Maya, or Tuscany, or Ireland? What's the one they want to talk about? What's the one they're going to be talking about for years? Speaks for itself, doesn't it? So when you think about consignment, or you hear somebody talking poorly about consignment, be your own judge. Which one do you think is going to benefit you more, or your guests are going to love? Kind of answers itself. Hey, do me a favor. Hit the share button below. Hit like, subscribe, so you can get more tips and tricks. I'll see you next time. Have a great day. Remember, check out our website at www.bwunlimited.com. Check it out. See you next time.